If somebody would have told me when I was super rich that losing everything would have been divine, I would have told them, go f yourself. That's the craziest thing I'd ever say. And here I am, not only admitting to people that I was an idiot, lost everything, but I actually am grateful for saving my life.
When I rehear your story every time when you talk about your mom and about losing everything again, and so what I love working with you is that idea of we can build it, but we can lose it. What was the number one skill that you had found the first time that helped you rebuild it so quickly after you lost it?
Yeah, so
because it's not so much starting over because you had other skills,
right? You know, I think distinguishing the fact that I'm really good at making money, and so coming to the realization that I always made money. I made money as a kid hustling. Then after law school, made money. I was good at making money. And so when I came to the realization that wasn't the problem, that what I really needed was help. In that humility statement of what I needed was to remind myself every day, you're either humble or you're about to be. Because if you're really good at making money and making money is easy, it's really easy not to be humble. When everybody around you is like, oh, of course Dave Meltzer's rich. He's Midas. Everything he touches turned to gold. He's always making money. It's bullshit. So, you know, the idea of incorporating humility into, okay, I'm good at making money. I know what I'm good at. Now, be humble and ask for help. I mean, that's exactly why those two guys, not everybody was in that diamond lunch, but I seriously look for the teams I'm playing on. So, like, I have my biggest team is my health team because that's the most important thing to me. And I go with God when it comes to health. So I think God tells us, okay, you're here, you get a body. The body starts when the heart starts and it stops when the heart stops. I'm going to divide your experience, human experience, into 24-hour increments. I'm going to guarantee you 24 hours every day of your life except for the last day. I'll cheat you the last day. So according to that, your mission is to learn lessons. In order to learn lessons, you're going to need to know what you have to do to keep your heart beating. Well, it's not rocket science, although trillions of dollars now are made trying to pretend like it's rocket science, kind of like the real estate and tax tips that those guys know, those teams I play on. I play on a big health team. So number one, God says what? If you don't breathe, I'm going to stop your heart. So I learn and make a priority in my life, how do I breathe? He says, if you don't eat, I'm going to stop your heart. So I have a team to help me eat right. Drink. He says, if you don't drink, I'm going to stop your heart. So I make that the priority and said, okay, God, I get this whole journey. I'm here to learn lessons, but I got to be healthy to learn them to help other people. So I'm going to drink right. Then what does he say? Sleep. You don't sleep, I'm going to stop your heart. How many of you go to bed at night and wake up tired in the morning? That is ridiculous. Right? I have a sleep coach for 18 years. I study sleep. I sleep to recover, which is proven to make my performance better, and access information from God. It might sound crazy or woo-woo to you, but I access a higher level of intellect, inspiration, intuition, and intelligence from God every night, and then use meditation to transcend it into my day, my 24 hours that he guaranteed me. And then the last one, most common, movement, right? If you don't move, you will die. So I start there with the basics and make those non-negotiable. And so for me, understanding my skills, knowledge, and my desires, and realizing I'm going to align my skills, my knowledge, and my desire with where I want to be or better. I want to be healthy, wealthy, happy, right? All these things. I'm going to prioritize my health, my family, my finance, my faith. Studying of relativity became really important. What is that woo-woo stuff? The study of relativity, it's either physics or woo-woo. All relativity means is meaning. And God gave you, if you don't believe in God, then why are you capable of giving meaning to everything you see? Why are you able to be protected, promoted, loved, and perfected by anything? Because you're able to give it that meaning. I lost everything. My initial reaction to losing everything was I am being punished. But for my mom, she changed my meaning and said, oh no, son, right? You're just here to learn a lesson and you're being protected, promoted, loved, and perfected. And my mom knew, without saying, that if I continued to make money, I would have been dead. My wife knew, if I continued to make money, I would be dead. My best friend knew, my dad knew, my mom knew, and they all warned me, you're going to be dead if you keep making this kind of money. So God said, oh, let me save you, son. I'm going to take all your money away so you learn this lesson. Now, not everybody has to hit rock bottom or have a basement that has a basement to learn the lessons. Some people are much smarter than me. Most aren't. They have to learn it the hard way, right? People mostly catch lessons. They're not taught. They caught the lesson. I caught my lessons. Now I am taught them because I have humility and I'm seeking the people like Andrew, Eddie, and the other guys to teach me according to those teams. So my first thing was I'm aligning what I do, skills, knowledge, and desire with where I want to be. And then I live in humility as a predisposition with faith. And so I'm going to seek wisdom and faith from the people that are good at what I wasn't good at. Where to invest my money, how to save on taxes, how to really support my community, not just by giving the money away. And so that combination, everyone has skills, knowledge, and desires. And we can't have all of them. Some of you are great at keeping money, some of you are great at investing money, some of you are great at making money. That's just with money. Some health-wise, who's good at what? Some of you good sleepers, eaters, drinkers. We all have different capabilities. My thing is, if you know what you're good at, stick to it, and then find people that are in a position to help you get to where you want to be, and then help other people get to where you want to be with what you're good at. I'm good at making a lot of money, helping a lot of people, and having fun. So if you're into that, come see me. I'm good at that. But I'm still not very good at investing money. So I have guys like Rob Gill, who's here, other friends of mine that understand things that I don't have the capacity, capability, or the intention for, of like how to be a tax architect. I'd rather pay a portion of the money you keep to a tax architect, or real estate wise, truly understanding how to use real estate and those benefits as well. So that idea of skills, knowledge, and desire. One other thing, there's no transitions in your life. There's just expansion. Even when you die, it's just an expansion. So if you're constantly reviewing or taking inventory of the skills, knowledge, and desires that you have, align it with what's doing well, what's stable, and what you think is doing well. You'll be best off when you align it with that, not just arbitrarily saying, these are my skills, knowledge, and desires, and I'm just going to use them all over the place. No, be very intentional about what's doing well, what's stable, and what you think is doing well. Divide it up accordingly to your timing and risk tolerance, and statistically, you will make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have fun. Great question.
Thank you.
By the way, this may be the best dressed guy I know.
Hey, Jeff, I have a question.
Yes.
You lost 100 million. Over 100 million, and you found your rhythm back again, and now whatever your wave is, what it is. How do you prevent the loop of wealth wounds that caused you to lose the money the first time? Not to show.
Yeah. So, and Andrew talks about those loops, right? Trauma loops. We have energy trauma loops and energetic and genetic inheritance, which applies to all energy. Money's an energy. So I have those loops. And so I talked about it in the big stage about I'm very simple in my methodology of not getting into loops. So for me, I'm always examining clues and patterns in my life based off of fear and the reaction to fear. So I've completely dissolved my focus on what I'm afraid of. It's way too complex, cost me way too much money. And why I say it's so complex is there's trillions of variables. Well, first of all, I believe in past lives, right? So I believe in millions of past lives. Why? Just best option. It's not about faith. Like for me, I love life, and nobody can prove to me there is or isn't just one life. So best option says to me, okay, bro, you love life. You might as well believe there's millions of lifetimes. My life's better. I can't prove it, but that's why I believe in, but think about trauma-wise. If I believe in millions of past life, womb trauma, infant, toddler, tween, teen, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s trauma, like how can I determine what I'm afraid of? I'm just afraid. And God gave us a mechanism. When you're afraid, I'm going to use the ego to protect you. Right? So we're afraid of us not living forever, so he's going to protect you. Fornication, feeding, fleeing, and fighting. I'm going to protect your heart from keep on beating. So understanding this, life is really simple to me on these loops because I examine not what I'm afraid of, but the instant and obvious, which is the reaction to fear. The ego provides us an instant and obvious reaction to fear. Need to be right, need to be offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, guilty, resentful, and worried. Those are some of my patterns. I can't tell you, every time I feel one of those ways, I know it immediately. I don't need Tony Robbins, I don't need Wayne Dyer or Bob Proctor or a therapist to tell me that I have a need to be right or a need to be offended or I'm worried or angry. Right? Someone cuts me off, I don't need a therapist to tell me I'm pissed. So what do I do to cancel the loop? one, recognizing clues and patterns like these, which are the reaction to fear, I now practice. I'm gonna repeat the word because that's how human beings learn, through practice. You don't learn the first time. You won't remember anything I fucking said on this video, so you're gonna have to ask for it to relearn it. I won't remember everything I taught you. That's just human beings. So we wanna practice what? Doing a simple thing. When you are reacting to fear, the instant and obvious reaction to fear, there's only one response, I believe, that is divine, which is stopping. Stopping. Just stop. Just stop. When I react to fear, when one of those things, worry, anger, frustration, it's, to me, the defined free will of a human being is the ability to stop when your ego's evoked. Just stop. Breathe. Right? God's requirement to live, breathing, breathe, drop down to center to ease. Then remind yourself, remember, recollect with God, your higher self. Remind, remember, recollect, hey, this is not where I want to be. I want to be over there or better. And so start rolling, paying attention to where you want to be or better, who you can help you, and how to get it done, and giving it your intention, doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and believing, aligned with that divine direction, which also help you with the detours, because those will become divine too, like losing everything. If somebody would have told me when I was super rich that losing everything would have been divine, I would have told them, go fuck yourself. That's the craziest thing I'd ever say. And here I am, not only admitting to people that I was an idiot, lost everything, but I actually am grateful for saving my life, for teaching me a lesson I never could have learned, and I probably would have stopped my heart not figuring it out. Great questions. All right, next question. Don't be shy. Thank you, Tamika. Oh, good.
All right, well, I'll pull up here. All right. If your goal is to create something that outlives you, what should you be doing right now to make sure it can grow and thrive without you in the driver's seat?
Great question. So is anybody here interested in things outliving you, what I call legacy? Yeah, so let's talk about it in the realm of physics. Energy creates more energy. So when we put it into the terms of energy, for me, my greatest legacy is my wife's energy, my energy got together, and we created these 4 pieces of energy that have their own embodiment. So for me, I start prioritizing my legacy. So for me, my legacy will be primarily prioritized through those pieces of energy, my children. So for me, my mission is to empower those children. And then I expand it out to those people that are also relative to me. Now there's 3 criteria to determine who's closest to me. One is the actual relativity that exists already through genetic and energetic inheritance. So my parents are very relative to me, my siblings, people maybe in my community. Then an association can create it as well. So we're in the same association. And then the amount that you're fed by the bleeding and feeding in the relationship as well. And so I then extend out my number 1 legacy, my children, to everyone else that's relative to me, prioritizing by relativity, association, and the feeding I get from the bleeding and feeding in the relationship. Notice I didn't say, if somebody bleeds you, it doesn't feed you. If anybody has kids or an elderly parent, nobody will bleed you more than an elderly parent or your kids, but nobody will feed you more either. So we need to understand that side of the criteria of prioritizing our legacy, which is the people that I'm empowering, because that's how I live on. To me, it's not my books, my videos. Those are only methodologies and vehicles to empower the relativity of people that are associated with me at the highest criteria and the feeding that I receive from them. And so for me, whether my name's on a bridge or my books are ever read again, to me, I know that the empowering 1,000 people in my life to empower 1,000 and make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun will be my legacy. And that's why I'm here. Hi, Lady Z. I know that name.
Part of your community.
Yes, thank you.
You mentioned a little bit earlier about the profound moment with your mother that literally picked you up and how much elderly parents and children bleed you. I want you to tell me how and what made you want to listen to her, because that wisdom is super important.
Yeah, so this is a great question. What made me listen to my mom? I can honestly say I don't listen to my mom.
Dave, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, the question is, I had a moment where my mom shifted my perspective and what made me listen to my mom at that time, or how do we get kids to listen to us? I will want to say, just as a commercial, because we have a lot of people that are members of our private networking group, many of you, look, I would love to have you in there. It's a curated room. It's thousands of people now. I charge people 500, less than 5, but close $497 a year to be in my group. Why? Because if you can't afford to be there, you're not ready for that group. Just come free for all my shit. 2, I guarantee it. And if people don't join, my guys are like, oh, I guess your credibility, they don't believe the guarantee. No, they don't believe that they're going to participate. I'm sure they believe they'll get their money back, which you will. But once again, that's why the room's so curated, because only people who have the money to be in that group and trust the fact that they're going to show up are going to be in that group. So if any of you are interested in that, please see Cooper or Nick, whoever. I love growing the group with the right people. And if you're not ready for the group, don't feel guilty, resentful, etc. Just come to the free trainings or replays or Q&As that I do, and someday we'll hopefully have alignment to get you in that neighborhood of people. So listening to the parents. Anyone want your kids to listen to you? They won't. So the key to being a parent, which my mom was, is to be annoying. It's also the key to being a good executive. So as a parent, you need to be annoying. The most annoying things to kids and human beings in general is being repetitive and being honest. My mom was extremely repetitive about her behaviors, and she was honest to us about what she desired for us. I still, till the day she died, I didn't really listen to my mom, but I watched her. So I'm not concerned with my kids listening to me at all. I try not to anymore give any advice. I just give questions and suggestions, no advice. Would it help you if? Do you know anyone that can help you? Giving them suggestions and questions, but they watch me. Now that I have videos, they probably watch me more or read something that I've written maybe, who knows, but they're catching Dave Meltzer. And I don't expect them to listen to me. And I just want to be the guardrails that if they're doing something too dangerous, so for example, you may not be comfortable with this, but I am, and it resonated with people because I had a video about it that got almost 30 million views on it, so I know parents get it. But I have conversations with my kids about fentanyl. I let them know, look, there's a lot of drugs out there you may want to try, but I want to explain to you that if you use these certain drugs, they could have this in it that could end and stop your heart. That's your choice, right? You want to jump off, skydive, it's your life. You know the risks are more obvious skydiving than it is doing a bump of cocaine or taking a pill. I get that. It's my job to create the guardrails so they can't tell me, oh, my dad never told me. No, I'm annoying as shit, right? Here's the risk of doing that. Your life, it's the risk. Now, if they're younger and they can't assess I'm not letting a 2-year-old play in my pool. But I do know that my kids will catch David Meltzer. And they're watching me. And for the last 18 years, I'm glad they're only 26, but I'm super glad what they're watching.
And a common great minds think alike, pink today.
There we go. I know it's.
I definitely, am I okay to get a picture?
Yes, come on, you can do it now. All right, next question. I can refocus. You got it, Wally? Yeah. Where's the question come from?
Where did you get your
Thank you.
Your personality? Was it through your challenges and the pain that you
I think,
suffered?
look, everybody has a personality, and everybody doesn't know their essence, but they have their essence. So through mentorship, people helping me feel comfortable and confident about being me. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest mentors I had was an accident. It was Gary Vee, right? Because I literally helped AJ with his sports agent. I didn't even know who Gary, true story, one of my favorites ever. So I was helping AJ start Vader Sports, giving him advice because that's my expertise. And I'm inviting him to the Nike suite to go meet him 10 Super Bowls ago. And I'm sitting there and everyone in the Nike suite's going crazy. Holy shit, Gary Vee's here, Gary Vee's here. I'm the idiot that turned to AJ Vaynerchuk and I'm like, oh, who does he play for? And he looked at me like, are you kidding? But I love some of the stuff David Goggins talks about. I love some of the stuff that Alex Pakoff talks about. Love some of the stuff that Rob Gill. But I don't love everything that they say or do. Like, I'm not going to teach you, or I don't think it's healthy to run on broken knees. I don't want my kids running on broken knees. I want my kids thinking, okay, I think I'm 100%, I've given everything I have, and know that they only have given 40%. I think that's healthy, but I'm not into running on broken knees. And so I think for your essence, what Gary taught me was what other people think about you, or what you think other people think about you, is none of your fucking business. It's a waste of fucking time. Learn to love you. You will not find outside of you. I can't tell you how many friends I have where I've outthought it, going, why didn't they show up? Oh my God, he hasn't called. Like, I have friends that are as active as I am. I remember one time, Jim Quick, who's one of my best friends, extremely active guy, goes to Dubai a lot or whatever. He's usually pretty responsive. I text him and I didn't hear back. And in the 2 weeks it took me until he got back to me, I had thought that I did something to offend Jim Quick. He didn't like me anymore, wasn't my friend, and that wasn't true. But I had worried about and thought about, what does Jim think? What's up, Danny? Superstar. So understanding that was the biggest lesson of where it came from.
So that's almost like understanding where discernment and friendships come into play.
Yeah, if you love you, Malama in Hawaiian tradition, right? When you love on something, it's going to love you back.
Exactly.
So don't worry about the attacks or condemnations. If you've studied the Course in Miracles, they'll give real in-depth lessons about condemnation and attack, and how we create defenses of attacks that don't exist. Because remember, your sole illustration of God is your ability to give meaning to anything. That's in co-creation. Commandment, right? The 10 Commandments, it doesn't say the 10 demandments, right? God's not demanding of you. He's working with you. Commanding means working with you. And in the context of working with you, you give meaning to everything you see. So I give meaning to what you think of me, not what you think I think of you or you think of me. Great point. Yes,
Hi,
thank you.
David.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I was one of the winners of your episodes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
During COVID time. So
That was a long time ago. Thank you.
Long time ago.
Yes.
The platform is out, and
Oh.
we have customers, and we're growing, and it's amazing. So
It's amazing what time will do, right?
So it's amazing what time is doing, and I'm so glad for your support and for everybody to support us from the get-go, from the beginning, from scratch, when we were no one.
Let them know the name of your company.
It's called Siniva.com, and it's the AI game creation for everyone, where you can earn passive income and you can create crazy ideas into games, interactive stories, and tell it to the world, and just prompt it from your phone and from your PC, laptop on the go.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to apply to our shows, we still have elevator pitch, 2-minute drill, go fund yourself, which is Reg CF, office hours in the playbook. So all on TV and on SiriusXM now as well. So you have a question?
But I do have
Good.
a question.
I was just bragging about you.
AI, I know you get that a lot.
Yes.
How do you think AI is going to shape humanity? And I know you.
I
believe
love
in
that question, yeah.
I know you believe.
It fits right in, so thank you. So first of all, 3 things that we should be teaching our children to give them advantages for the future. 1, AI, they need to practice it every day. 2, reading, because kids today are not distinguishing the difference between imagination and real, and the greatest way to exercise the muscle of imagination is reading. And then 3, selling. Those kids that know AI, that read and sell, will be so far ahead of kids in the future. I promise you, there's less and less kids that know how to sell. There's less and less kids that understand how to imagine and overflow ideas with confidence and comfortability. AI, there'll be a lot of kids that understand that, but without the other 2, they're going to be diminished in their capacity. So AI for me, you mentioned the word. I've been in technology since 1992. And I've had the same response to the reaction to the fear of technology. Justice Scalia, who was one of the most world-renowned justices, Supreme Court justices, when I demonstrated Westlaw to him on a 286 XT computer with a 9600 baud modem with a monochrome screen, and did a Boolean language search which said slip/s fall, quote unquote, grocery store, he looked at me and he said, "Son, Nobody, and I repeat, nobody will ever do research on a computer. You need books.
That wasn't that long ago.
No. And here, the same thing I get all the time with AI. And I said, technology is here for one reason. For you to give the right meaning to it, which is to make humans more human. And so in the context of AI and humanity, I look at AI to make humans more human. And it creates two things. 0 to 1 is so much faster in everything I do, but also -1 to 0 is faster. So it accommodates me to be more human, which is the 1 to the 100. Right? Dave Meltzer's essence, productivity, accessibility, and gratitude is based off of my 1 to 100. But the majority of the time in the concept of 1,000 steps, it takes 90%, as you have in your company, 90% of your money, time, money, emotion, value to get to 250 steps. Anything big in your life will take 1,000 steps. Don't worry about being stuck, other than the fact that stuck is representative of me trying to get out or get better, because that's what people who trying to get out of a room or get better feel, is stuck, because they're putting pressure like a piece of grass. Smooth, warm, moist grass, I'm growing. Now I get right to the surface, right before my breakthrough, guess what I feel? Stuck. So what do? I lean into the good behavior and minimize, dissipate the bad behavior defined by me, the meaning I give the behavior. If your good behavior could be my bad behavior, it just depends on where we want to be. Because God made us commanders of the universe. We're working with him, and we're able to give meaning to everything that we do, say, think, feel, and believe. We are the ones that are able to give the meaning to it. So if you feel stuck, if you plateaued, if you're in a loop, then just simply double down on the good behaviors and try to dissipate, dissolve, and disappear the bad behaviors. And all of a sudden, you'll break through like the bamboo or the grass, and the air has no resistance. And now you have the exponentially 250 to 500 steps, 500 to 1,000. Yeah, come on. All right, next question. Thank you.
I was going to ask, as a kind of fellow founder, what was the best way that you were able to build your network? Because from my understanding, you kind of came from nothing to be able to build that network and not just do it once, but do it twice. What was kind of like, what kind of got you over that hump, and what kind of opened up the doors?
Yeah. So I think it's unfair when you ask people that they came from nothing. Yeah, no, because it is. Because people think about it in that realm. I came from a great family. Financially, I came from nothing. And I do, and I tell this to everyone, like, anybody here grew up poor?
I love what you just said.
Right? It's so true. I feel sorry for the rest of you. And so what you're asking is, you lost everything financially. You came from nothing financially, you lost everything, we're back to nothing again, and we're able to make it back. Most people want to know how. Well, I took inventory, like I said, of my skills, knowledge, and desire, and I aligned it with where I was that day, what's stable, what's doing well, and what I think is doing well, and then I asked for help. What I'm teaching here, what I want you to do, whether you come to all my shit for free or the group or get on a wait list for something that I'm doing, find somebody that knows what the fuck they're talking about and ask them for directions. Somebody, like, if I'm doing tax, I'm asking Andrew. If I'm doing real estate, I'm asking Eddie. If I want family advice, I ask my mom. Now it's my uncle, because my mom's passed. And I don't listen to him, I watch him. I take what he says and I look and see over the 89 years he's been alive what he does, and I pull from it of where I want to be or better. So in the realm of nothing to something, something to nothing, it's just truly the meaning that you give it, but it's the capability, it's the skills, knowledge, and desires that you have. It's skills that you're developing, knowledge of who and what, and your desire. The common denominator is desire, because you can figure and develop the rest out. If you have the desire to be what you must be, you can develop the skills, you can find out who and what, but if you don't have the desire, you'll never get the skills and you'll never get the knowledge. And so I'm making sure that my desire is always there. How? By minimizing the amount of time I interfere with my desire. By identifying how I react to fear and respond with stopping, dropping, and rolling into the recollection, remembrance, and reminder of God. Your God, not mine. I just use that name. You can call it Steve, I don't care. As long as it's bigger than you and loves you more than your mom, call it what you want. It's the best option, again, just like past lives, best option I can think of. I don't know, I can't guarantee anything I say, but I do know that I love my life and I want to live my life with faith because I'm better off with it. So the best option, faith, that I can think of is something that knows everything, is all powerful, has more than enough of everything for everyone, and loves me, protects me, promotes me, perfects me more than my mom.
What's been the most impactful daily habit that you've used to build your persuasion, influence, and leadership skill?
So I want to categorize those. Persuasion, influence, and leadership, all are brothers and sisters of each other. And so what habit do I have that most impacts that? Well, I mean, my non-negotiable habit of having non-negotiables would be number one. Two would be asking for help. You know, it's hard to ask for, it's hard to receive. I mean, I teach it. It's hard to receive and it's hard to ask for help. I know a ton of people that are like literally close to me, and I have no idea. I'll use an example. Anybody remember John Brankus? Anyone remember Sports Science on ESPN?
Yes.
6 Emmy Awards. One of my good friends. Every time I talked to him, he inspired me. Every post I saw on his Instagram, super happy, super positive, super successful, had an exit, you know, more money, had a beautiful family. And then I get an email saying, unfortunately, John lost his battle with depression. I spend my life trying to say, hey, I'm here to help. I'm here to empower people to be happy. And some of my best friends have committed suicide. Why? Because I have problems receiving and I have problems asking for help. And I assume that other people don't. It's kind of like thinking my kids listen to me. It's just not true. Until you come to the acknowledgement that your biggest problem isn't giving, it's receiving and asking for help. And so no matter what your question was, I'd stick to, you want to improve on something, then have your non-negotiables and ask for help. Find someone that sits in that situation. You have problems receiving, come see me. I've been working on it for years. I will help you receive. If you have problems asking, come see me. Just remember this about the receiving too. This changed my philosophy of receiving because I felt guilty, resentful, less than when I received. And my mom did, which put her in a bad position. Zero-sum game, always giving more, receiving less, you're gonna end up with zero. But I started thinking about, when do I feel my best? One of the greatest feelings of being a human being is when you're capable and able of helping someone else. That's when I feel like when I see a look on my son's face and I'm able to help him, like, or my wife or some other kids, and I think about the fact that when people have offered to help me, or I had an opportunity to receive, and I'm like, no, it's okay. Even with picking up dinner. Like I had this terrible ego thing about I wouldn't let any of my siblings ever pay for dinner. My mom paid for dinner. And I realized I've been cheating them for years. I've been cheating them to feel good. Great. Wow, I was able and capable of helping my brother who's helped me so much. I was able and capable of helping a single mom who's just like my mom. I was able and capable of helping. When people offer stuff to me, my answer is yes now. I want them to feel able and capable of helping me. So don't cheat other people by not receiving or asking. That looks so good. All right.
Quick comment. Number one, thank you for the book.
Thank you for taking it.
Also, thank you for pouring into others. I can speak from the last year and a half of experience with Craig, and he's been speaking into my life. So when you speak about the 1,000 that reaches the 1,000, it's working. So
yeah.
I want to say thank you.
And Craig Siegel's a good example because I've been coaching him for years, and he helps hundreds of people, if not thousands of people now. But he wasn't there when I started helping him. Several different times I wanted to fire him. Yeah, right, he's not and now he's one of my favorites. Like, he's so easy to coach, so easy to mentor, and he's just getting subtleties of success. But he wasn't that way when I met him. Right. And now I can't tell you how many people that he helps, articulate what we teach and how we teach it in his own unique essence.
That ripple effect.
So cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good news about getting old. You get to see the ripple effect. Yes, and then.
My question for you would be, what advice would you give a 17-year-old entrepreneur and investor who's trying to get into real estate investing that doesn't necessarily have the age to buy a house, and that doesn't necessarily want to spend all their Robinhood brokerage on a house, not knowing that it would work?
Yeah, of course. So if you're younger, remember, people that are older want to help you for free because they were younger. And so the advantage you have over anyone asking for help is that there's more people that want to help you at 17 than anybody else. The younger you are, the better. The harder it is. And so forget about the timing and risk tolerance that you have. You need to know that. And it sounds like you have a fair amount of constructive ideas about what your timing and risk tolerance is in investing in real estate. But the only thing I would suggest to do if you were 17 years old in that situation is find someone like Eddie, or someone is, if you're interested in residential, commercial, industrial, in multifamily, syndication. These people are everywhere. And I will tell you, any 17-year-old that comes to me and says, Mr. Meltzer, I want to learn, shadow you, intern with you, my answer is absolutely. How can we make it work? And when it comes to real estate, know the team you want to play on and find that captain that's already there. And spend the time. It's not going to happen overnight for you. Spend the time to learn the subtleties of success, to build the relationship capital, to know your who, have the skills, knowledge, and desire. Then you'll be ready to invest aligned with your timing and risk tolerance. Last question? Yes, sir.
Let's expound on that. Let's say you found somebody that you want to connect with, you want to reach out to them. You're not in the financial position that you'd like to be, but you know that you can learn a great deal from them. Is there a way that you can position yourself with authenticity?
Of course. Yeah, this is a great question to end on. So Napoleon Hill, anybody ever listen to Think and Grow Rich or Outwitting the Devil? Every Carnegie, Vanderbilt, everybody that wanted to be where they wanted to be found somebody. The best thing is, and I'll send this to you, and please, Nick, is Nick still here?
He was.
Or whatever. Make sure if you want to join our group or come to dinner tonight, go see Cooper. Cooper, raise your hand.
Yeah, right here.
All right, cool.
Cooper's
All right.
collecting contact information.
Yeah, so, but this is important. Look, you can't lie to yourself. The common denominator of all successful people is a desire that they must be what they can be. So if you really want to be what you want to be, then you need to go ahead and use this, what I call the open-ended question guide. So if I was wanting to get in real estate, I might say, hey, what are you doing today in real estate?
Lady Z.
Right? Lady Z, what are you doing? What do you like? What don't you like? What is working? What's not working? Because remember, value is only derived in 3 ways. Giving people more of what they like or taking away what they don't like. Giving them more of what is working, taking away what's not working. Giving more of what they know or taking away what they don't know. So for me, my construct, and I'll send this to all of you, just give your thing to Cooper. I'm always like, according to subject matter topic or expertise, what do you do today in tax, real estate, mindset, behavior? What do you like about it? What don't you like? What's working, what's not working? What do you know, what don't you know? And then I'm like, hey, would it help you if, or do you know anyone that could help me? Because people that sit in the situation I want to be in know other people sitting in the situation I want to be in. And if I'm constantly doing that, I'm building a neighborhood of people that want to help each other, know people that help each other. I'm providing value and asking for value. I'm always trying to get to, would it help you if, do you know anyone that can help me?